not an easy marriage. He has to look at me and see what I need. And we have to make decisions based on that, not based on what people think marriage should be.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship.
If there is such a thing as emotional abuse, Jada Pinkett is allegedly the master of it, with your favorite actor serving as the victim, who also happens to be her now apparent ex-husband Will Smith. According to Jada Pinkett Smith, since 2016, she and Will Smith have lived completely separate lives. Jada also spoke on the viral Oscar slap incident and was totally baffled by the entire thing. I thought, this is a skit, Pinkett Smith told People, not believing it was real at first. I was like, there's no way that Will hit him. It wasn't even until Will started to walk back to his chair that I even realized it wasn't a skit. She said the first words she said to Will when they were alone backstage were, "Are you okay?" The fact that Will Smith defended her honor in front of the entire world and her reaction was to say, "Are you okay?" goes to show what type of a partner Jada is. He should have left her years ago. On Today, Pinkett Smith discussed the couple's divorce with Hada Katbi of NBC News. She explained to Katbi that the pair had held off announcing their engagement because they weren't ready yet. They were still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, she said. Pinkett Smith said that a lot of things contributed to the breakdown of the marriage. She clarified that by 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were still both kind of stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be. Smith and Pinkett Smith have been wed since 1997. They are not officially divorced and do not intend to be divorced. According to Pinkett Smith, she said she made a promise that there would never be a reason for her and Smith to divorce, and I just haven't been able to break that promise, she said. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell. This way you'll never miss out on any future celebrity videos similar to these. A clear instance of the downfall of the pair's relationships and how Jada was the clear root of the problem was when this clip surfaced.
Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch Astaire at the red table because she's helped us a lot, can't you tell?
Surprising that Will Smith has decided upon staying with her for this long. The majority of fans' reactions when this video dropped were, she has slowly chipped away at that man's soul. I don't think she humiliated him. I think she clearly demonstrated how she doesn't respect him. He's soft the way he responded to her, being very careful with his words. And to think Will Smith could have potentially ended up being with Margot Robbie, a lot would be different, that's for sure. Jada also went on to say she hasn't even approached or spoken to Chris Rock since the Oscars incident. No, I haven't talked to Chris. Do I have any desire to talk to Chris? Here's my desire. I just hope that all the misunderstanding around this can be cleared up and that there can be peace. Was she offended by Rock's joke? I mean, that's what comedians do, Jada said. I would just have to say that I'm not really here to make any judgment on how people decide to express themselves and express their art. I'll say that several times I've had my feelings hurt. For sure, I've had my feelings hurt a lot by Chris. But at the end of the day too, being in the spotlight, it comes with the territory. Chris Rock and Jada have not talked since the Oscars night in 2022. But Jada did divulge for the first time that Rock approached her right afterwards after the slap and left the stage. Chris came down to the end of the stage and tried to apologize to me, Jada said. He said, "I didn't mean you any harm." I said, "I can't talk about this now, Chris. This is some old shit." Jada also disclosed that while rumors of her potential divorce with Will were circulating, Rock had contacted her to ask her out on a date. "I think every summer all the reports would come out that me and Will were getting a divorce," Jada said. And this particular summer, Chris, he thought that we were getting a divorce. So he called me and basically he was like, "I'd love to take you out." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Well, aren't you and Will getting a divorce?" I was like, "No, Chris, those are just rumors." He was appalled and he profusely apologized, and that was that. It just goes from bad to worse for Will Smith. Jada didn't respect what he done. The man he slapped asked his wife out behind his back. What sort of a messed up situation is this? Before we go any further into the video, what do you guys think is next for the pair? Will Will Smith try and get a divorce so he can finally move on from Jada? Or will the pair stick together? Comment down below. After a string of controversies that have followed Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith for the past year, it seems like he's had enough of his marriage. He supposedly hasn't divorced her nevertheless, since doing so would imperil his $350 million wealth. Jada may, in theory, take him to the cleaners in a legal battle over their $350 million inheritance. As well as divulge embarrassing things he recklessly revealed her throughout their marriage. Will made the mistake of telling his wife all of his secrets, which she may now use against him, claims an unnamed source. He's terrified she'll bury him the moment he walks. It's common knowledge she knows all the secrets about him, and he's an extremely shy private man who would be loath for anything to come out about him having to do with scandals, partying, and feuds. The unnamed source said. The unidentified insider claims that Will told his wife everything about himself at the beginning of their relationship, since he was so in love with her. They would have these long, drawn-out conversations that will last for hours, and he opened up to her like he's never done with anyone before, and she stored everything away, every little dirty thing in his past. The unnamed source said. Will has already said that Jada Pinkett Smith's friendship with Tupac Shakur caused him problems and that he was tortured by their connection. The 55-year-old actor has spoken out about how Jada and Tupac made him feel, claiming that he harbored raging jealousy towards them.
Were you ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I know you
Oh
say
my
no.
God, that dude. Let me, and you know, and that was in the early days.
Yeah.
That was in the early days, and it was like, that was a big regret for me too, because I could never open up to interact with Pac, you know, and because we had a little bit of a thing, right? Because you know, they grew up together, and you know, they loved each other, but they never had that, you know, they never had a sexual relationship, but they had come into that age where now that was a possibility, and then Jada was with me.
What angered fans as well was recently Jada shared a memoir from her book and posted it to Instagram, where it was a video of her and Tupac singing along to a song, as it does seem pretty disrespectful towards her husband. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to Loaf for future celebrity videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.